Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to a new episode of Target English Grade 9. In this episode, we are tackling and covering episode 17, Module 2, Unit 5. Unit 5, the title of this unit is The Environment. The text is in your student's book on page 40. And now we are going to tackle and cover the new vocabulary presented in the given text. So, let's read and guess the meaning of the new words. Obviously, it is a fact that pollution arises because of the harm we cause to the environment. Our planet is suffocating, and we are definitely the source of the problem. Air pollution is the consequence of human actions. Firstly, chimneys on top of factories emit a lot of smoke and fumes into the air. The first word for today is the word obviously. Obviously is an adverb, which means in a way that is easily to understand. A synonym for it is the word clearly, clear. For example, the report was obviously written with great care and attention. Obviously is the adverb. As I said, the synonym of it is clearly. The antonym of the word obviously is non-obviously. The noun of it is obviousness. And the adjective of the word obviously is obvious. Obvious. Moving on to the second word in today's episode. Our planet is suffocating. Suffocate. Suffocate is a verb. What is the meaning of the word suffocate? Suffocate is to die because there is no air to breathe. Of course, there is no air. He will suffocate and die. An example is many people were suffocated by smoke from a gas fire. Suffocate is a verb, and the noun of the word suffocate is suffocation. And its adjective is suffocative. Moving on to a new word for today. Firstly, chimneys on top of factories emit a lot of smoke. So factories emit. Emit is a verb, which means to produce and send out smoke or gas. Or another word for it is the word release. For example, volcanoes emit clouds of gases when they erupt. Volcanoes release gases or clouds of gases when they erupt or burst. A synonym of the word emit is to give out, to unleash. An antonym of the word emit is take in, and another antonym is to absorb. Secondly, these days we depend heavily on vehicles and engines to transport people and goods. Cars, trucks, trains, shipping vessels, and airplanes all consume plenty of fossil fuels to work. Emissions from their engines contain pollutants. On their own, they cause great harm to people who breathe them. Additionally, they react with environmental gases to create further toxic gases. In this paragraph, the first word is depend heavily on, or the word is to depend on. Depend on is a phrasal verb, which means to rely on somebody, something for support. An example for this is children depend on their parents a lot. A synonym for depend on is to count on. And the noun of it is dependent or dependence. And the adverb of the phrasal verb depend on is dependably. The adjective is dependable. Dependable. In this paragraph also we have a new word, which is the word fossil fuels. Fossil fuels is a noun. Fuels such as oil and coal that were formed underground millions of years ago. This is the meaning of the word fossil fuels. The third word in this paragraph is the word pollutants. Pollutant is a noun, which means a substance that pollutes air and water. For example, smoke that comes out from factories and old cars is the main air pollutant. A synonym for the word pollutant is contaminant. The verb of it is to pollute, pollute. And the adjective of the word pollutant is pollutive. And the antonym of the word pollutant is purifier. Also, in this paragraph, we have another word, which is the word toxic. Toxic gases. Toxic is an adjective, which means poisonous. It is another word for the word poisonous. An example for this is, some chemicals are highly toxic to people, animals, and trees. The noun of this word, which is an adjective, toxic, is toxicant or toxicity. And the adverb of it is toxically. Moving on to a new paragraph. Last but not least, household cleaning products, painting supplies, pesticides, and fertilizers release harmful chemicals into the air and cause pollution. We are in a state of worldwide emergency. Unless we address the issue wisely and seriously, we will surely face a disaster. Pollution is an environmental problem that requires urgent attention and action. The first word in this paragraph is the word pesticides or pesticide. Pesticide or pesticides is a noun which means a chemical used for killing pests. An example for it is the pesticides that farmers spray on their crops may damage people's health. Another word in this paragraph is the word seriously. Unless we address the issue wisely and seriously. It is an adverb, which means, of course, as you can see the picture on the slide, in a very serious way. For example, you should think seriously about your future career. Of course, you should seriously think about your future and what will you study and what will you do in the future. You have to think seriously. An antonym for the word seriously is badly. And the adjective of this word also is serious. And now, let's replace the picture with the suitable words. We have 3 pictures in this paragraph. Well, the first picture, as you can see, is a magnifying glass and someone is looking at the cloud in a clear way, clearer than the environment or in the surrounding. So this can give us the meaning of the word that is behind this picture, which is the word obviously. Excellent job. Moving on to the second word. Our planet is, and the picture. Well, what can you see in the picture? I can see the earth turn to gray and there are many gases and a help sign there and it's like choking. Can't breathe. So the word which means that the earth cannot breathe is the word suffocating or suffocate. Excellent job, my dear viewers. Now to the third picture. As you can see here, chimneys on top of factories, a lot of smoke. As you can see the picture, the chimneys in factories, what are they doing? What are they applying? They are pushing out gases into the air. So what is the word for releasing? Another word for the word release is to emit. Emit. Excellent job, my dear viewers. Moving on to the other paragraph and other pictures. We picture heavily picture. Okay, let's look at the picture here. These are 2 men. One of them is helping the other. He's trying to pull him up with him. So I am counting on, and I am depending on. Depend on. Excellent job. Moving on to the second word. So coal and gases. Answer is fossil fuels. Emissions from their engines contain, as you can see, the picture is where on land and in air. So what are the chemicals that causes this thing? What are they called? They are called pollutants. Pollutants. And the last picture for this paragraph, it is right there in front of you. The word is, yes, of course you will get this answer correct. Toxic. Toxic. Moving on to the other paragraph. Well, you can see that there's a warning sign and it is written there, pesticides. When you go to every garden or where they spray pesticides, they will have this warning sign in front of it. So the answer is pesticides. Okay, now to this image. Is he happy? Is he sad? Is he crying? No, he is giving us a serious look. So the word is seriously. In this unit, we covered the following words: fossil fuels, pollutant, pesticides for the nouns, and the verbs we took emit and suffocate. For the adjectives, we took toxic, and for the adverbs, we took obviously, and for the phrasal verbs, we took depend on. You know what time it is again? It is time to have a vocabulary quiz and exercise. Choose the correct answers. Number 1, old cars usually gases that harm the environment. Old car, they usually what? Gases. What do they do to the gas? Do they suffocate gases? Do they emit? Do they appeal? Or do they showcase? Old cars, of course, they magnificent. They emit. Excellent job, my dear viewers. Moving on to number 2. Some gases are so space blank that they destroy the ozone layer. Some gases are so what? Are so major, are so monsoonal, are so toxic, are so ethnic. Something destroys the ozone layer, so these gases must be poisonous or toxic. Excellent job. Moving on to the third question here. If we breathed toxic gases and fumes, we might and die. So there is no air. We might what? Is it we might emit and die? We might document and die? We might rush and die? We might suffocate and die. Excellent job, my dear viewers. The answer is suffocate. Number 4. I always myself to solve all the problems that I may encounter. I always prey on myself, depend on myself, move on myself, embark on myself. Of course, I have to depend on myself. Of course, all of us should depend on ourselves. Moving on to another type of questions. Fill in the spaces with the suitable words from the list below. Number 7. We must wash vegetables or fruits that are sprayed with before eating them. So before eating, we should wash vegetables and fruits if they were sprayed with pesticides. Excellent job. Number 8. Some people are no help at all because they never take things, fossil fuels, pollutants, seriously, obviously, and the answer is they are not serious. In some cases, you have to be serious to get things done. Number 9, blank or space, are found in the Earth's crust and contain carbon and hydrogen. They are found underground or in the Earth's crust. What are they? They are fossil fuels. Excellent job. Number 10. washable filters should be used to reduce the risk of air pollutants, or obviously the answer is pollutants. Excellent job. Moving on to a different type of questions here. Can you guess the word from the picture? Let's have a look. We have a man here. He is spraying something on the grass, and also another way is if an airplane is spraying the same substance. What is the word? Yes, you got it right. The word is pesticide or pesticides. This man or this airplane is spraying pesticides on the whole garden or the whole field. A second picture. There's a picture. I can see eyeglasses, and the picture is not clear, but it is clear when you see through the eyeglasses. So this means, or this implies, or gives us the word obviously or obvious. Okay, another picture here. Chimneys are releasing. A synonym for the word release is to emit. Excellent job. We have pictures toxic, and you can see the sea is dirty and like a green substances, and it might kill the duck here. So these are pollutants that will pollute the environment. In this episode, we learned the new vocabulary related to Unit 5 under the title of the environment, and we tackled various vocabulary exercises and activities. Thank you all for viewing, and hope to meet you soon again, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.